Hey everyone, I am so excited that I have Joanna here with me today. So we are doing a duo live. Yeah. Um, so just to give you a proper introduction, my dear, Joanna here is a visual brand strategist that helps define an amazing identity for businesses, coaches, and educators. She is a wife to a great husband, a lover of classic rock, Disney, and or theater soundtracks, and she loves anything's arts and craft projects, which I'm pretty sure I've caught some of your live streams for craft projects that you've done in the past. And Joanna creates stunning graphics, websites, and more that create a splash in the online world, helping you step out into your passion and getting recognized among the masses. So welcome, my dear.
Hello, Laura. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to actually join you into the whole world of Pinterest. You're the Pinterest expert, and I just love learning from you. And I'm so happy that we've connected as well.
Yes, absolutely. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about your background, and then we can kind of lead into how we got connected and things like that.
Yeah, so just like what you've said or Laura said, so my name is Joanna. I'm the creator and founder of Savvy Chic Design. I specialize in website and graphic design, and wherein I help coaches, educators, and businesses kind of turn their visual vision into a visual creation that can really help them have your brand stand out and showcase your skills online.
Yeah, and we got connected a couple of different ways. There were a couple of different Facebook groups that we started kind of chit-chatting in. You and I then actually started working together, and you started helping me with some of my graphics. And then it just kind of kept going from there. And then you joined into my boot camp.
Yes.
Yeah. So why don't you tell me kind of what types of visuals and things that you work on a day-to-day basis, and kind of like the things that you provide, services, products, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So besides the main service that I offer is basically a website. So I also support visuals, graphics, especially for social media, because a lot of entrepreneurs right now, especially like coaches or educators, provide content or give out content to their audience, and they kind of want something that would really represent it in really much more right away appealing to the eyes. Because like as you all know, right, we are both in social media. We're in both doing this live on Facebook, on Instagram, and the shorter, the retention span of the audience right now is really just like, hey, the quicker, the better, the direct messages, and sometimes visual really helps convey the message more. You just want to highlight keywords with your branding, with the brand identity that you have. So that's basically what I do. So when it comes to social media, I support social media posts, social media graphics, just like what I do for you, customize, as well as different products that has to do with marketing materials that they actually need. So we have a wide array of services that could really focus more on the visual aspect of your brand as an entrepreneur online or even offline as well.
No, that's awesome. And I know that with different graphics we've been doing, it's been kind of a godsend to be able to be like, hey, here's my brand that I had pretty much done, like put together and things like that, but I didn't put that to what I needed in a graphic. So it was really nice to be able to just be like, hey, Joanna, here's my idea of what I want in my head. Like, help me kind of put that into play. So
Yes, because I mean, there has really been some challenge of busy entrepreneurs that, they tend not to focus on their business money making activities because they get sucked in like, is this my brand, or is this, does this work good, or does this look good and everything? And so, outsourcing it or having someone wherein I turn the vision into a creation really just helps a lot.
yeah, and that's really where it was. I mean, I went to school years ago. I don't know if you knew this. I think we talked about this for
Yes.
graphic design. And like, I can look at something and visually be like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Like, yes, we're running with it. But for you to get out of your own head, it can depend on the mood that day. If your brand is on point, it can depend on if you saw somebody else's brand that really resonated with you, and then you can kind of go down different paths and it's not all the same. So to be able to have someone like you to be able to say, like, I need it to be on point and I need it to be, you know, representative of who I am and my quirky side and things like that, has just been amazing in terms of the ease of not having to really think about it as we're kind of going through things, with the fact that, yes, it is, we are all busy. It is crazy busy as an entrepreneur. We're all doing all the things all the time. So
True, that's true. And we want to make sure that we're productive, not just really busy. And, you know, that's why as well, right? When I'm doing visual, and just so funny thing that you're kind of mentioning as well, like, you know, busy entrepreneurs, especially when it comes to learning. And I think that's the reason why as well we got connected. And I also dived into what you're actually offering, because I was really like, you know, okay, I want to build my business. Now, where can I expand my visual aspect? Where can I put it more? And of course, Pinterest is one thing that I really, really kind of like, hey, I need to go with this, because this is visual. This is visual branding. And I found you and I said, like, yay, I have someone that I can run and just ask or, you know, learn from. So that's just so amazing as well.
yeah, absolutely. So let's dive into that. Like, what was, or one of, or a couple of the problems that you were hoping to try to solve when you looked into joining the boot camp?
Yes. So for those of you who are actually, especially for my audience, so one thing that I was 2019 was really more of an intentional path for me, because I really want to be able to reach more, because I do believe that I research. I mean, you know, the value, the content that we put out is something that we really put our heart and soul into it. You know, we study, we research and everything. So I was thinking like, okay, where can I go more and expand more? Because at the end of the day, we're showing up on social media is because we want to be found. So I said, where can I be found in a sense that I'll be giving out more of the content that I have? And Pinterest was one thing that I've really felt, really know that could really help me, because the first thing I know, rather than doing to direct Google, I go to Pinterest, like research this or meal plan, or like, for example, exercise or decoration. So I go there right away. So I said, like, if I am someone like, you know, doing this right away and I'm a visual person, I bet a lot of visual person also goes there. So I said, okay, this is something that I want to learn. I have Facebook, I have my website. Pinterest is the right away direction. I even deviated from Instagram. I said, I want Pinterest more. And so I was really searching. We talked about it, right? We kind of talk about it, your plans. You have like a lot of things going on, and said boot camp. I said, sign me up like right away. I said like, hey, I saw, where's the PayPal link, Laura? Send me, because I want to learn. I want to learn. And guys, if you haven't really followed Laura, one thing that I really learned is that Pinterest is not a social media platform. I said, wow, really? After all this time, I was just really thinking like, I think it's like, you know, like Facebook, like Instagram, and it's not. And it's really something that is more of a visual research platform that I can repurpose my content. So my problem actually initially is that where else can I put my content? I distribute it into YouTube, and it's really the repurposing of it. And I learned it from you, because I'm part of your community, which is the awesome, the rock star, right?
Yep.
So I was part of that, and you always really teach and you always share the repurposing tool, because that's one thing. I mean, I cannot really provide content 24/7, but when I really learn about that, it really just helped me. So that was one of my problem, or let's just say my challenges. Where can I go more and make use of the content that I have?
Yep. And so that's really hitting home two parts of it, because we have people who are on here, and watching. And if you're joining us, feel free to give us a shout out, you know, your name and what you do, whether you're product based or service based, because we touch on that as well too. But the biggest thing that people always say is, I don't have time to learn a new platform. Like, I just don't. Like, we
Yes.
were just talking about how busy it is, even for someone who knows graphic design, to do her own graphics. Like, that's just the name of the game, right? So give me your honest feedback. Like, how much time do you feel you actually had to put in to what we were working on? Did it overwhelm you? Did it take up so much of your time you weren't able to work on other things? Do you feel like it was that type of needle moving activities where you are getting results from it for your business, so it's worth it on the ROI side?
Um, I really like how the boot camp of Pinterest, the one that you have, is that it's a section in a sense like, okay, let's start from the basic. You know, you even give like prior, like preparing how to go about it, and then I do love the Zoom. I do like because I did have, I had online courses that is pre-recorded as well. I do that myself. I mean, if I provide content or courses, I also do that one. There's live, but that Zoom call was more intimate in a sense that it was really like, hey, what is going on? And the question right away. And I do like the pacing of it. Like, okay, start from here, this section, let's start with your profile, some keywords. And you're really so accommodating and really answering questions because just like what you said, I am a service provider. A lot of other people are product provider. So some people just think that, well, I'm just I'm a coach. I cannot do that one. Or maybe I'm a service X, Y, and Z, or maybe I cannot do Pinterest. Not at all. I mean, it is an open book for everyone who basically have content, and your pacing on your bootcamp is really step by step. I really love the introduction, how to navigate it, what are the proper techniques to keywords, where to put your logo. And I'm such a visual, and the first thing I really said, like, how can you make a thumbnail, or where do I put my logo, or what type of like text should it be like within the design. And it's really helpful. And just like what you said, as a busy person who creates graphics for clients, I do not have time to really like self research, YouTube X, Y, and Z, or grab free resources X, Y, and Z. If I can really just learn from someone who's an expert. I mean, Laura, you have been doing this for years, right? How long have you been serving your client again?
Yeah, so I've been in this for 8.5 years or longer now. I've been saying 8.5 years for a while. So I should probably actually, it was before my first son was born, and he's 11 now. So, but I've really started just focusing on Pinterest in the past 3 to 4 years. And so
Mhm.
that's been super fun to see the changes in even finding what you truly love, like
Yeah.
even yourself, like doing, just focusing on the things that you love, which is visual branding and graphics and websites. Like that's like, to be able to say, this is what I love and this is what I want to do, has been really fun. So
Yes, you. So yeah, I mean, it boils down. I mean, you're the expert, and your boot camp has really everything that is needed. And I see a lot of changes. I was talking, we were talking a while ago. I started like 4 months since I opened Pinterest. I just have 3 or 5 monthly. Well, let me open my Pinterest, right? Just like
yeah.
views or something. Monthly views. I mean, it from the time I've actually signed up for your boot camp, I had like, 5, or there's an increase again. There's an increase again. It might not be in thousands or hundreds yet, but there is growth. So once I put everything into action, I know that I'm in the right direction. And this is what I want. I could always go back. I could always go
Yep.
back. I could always go back. Oh, what was that keyword again? And guys, one thing I also love about what you do is that I love, like, you've noticed that there was a change. What was it, the latest change that you've tried with your client, and you right
Yep.
away teach it on the boot camp. I said, this is amazing. Real-time discovery, real-time teaching that is very worthwhile for me who sign up to your boot camp. So that's why I was just like, every
Yeah.
time Pinterest, Laura, go to Laura.
Yeah, and it's been super fun to have you in the group too, to be able to ask questions, because that's really what's fun for me, is to have that interactive side and have the people ask the questions. And that's why I do it this way, and launch it in certain ways, so that we can do, instead of just people taking another course, like it actually is an interactive boot camp where we will get on cameras like this and look face to face, because I feel like that means more. It's more accountability. It's more strategy and like hand holding, and making sure that you're actually getting what you want to be getting from the investment that you're paying, right?
Yes.
Like I'm not just here to make money. I'm actually here to see you guys succeed as well because I love it so much and I know it can be so helpful for other people. So one of the other things that I know a lot of people question too is like, there's a number of mindsets, I will say. I shifted the way I say these. Normally I will say they're excuses, right? But it's the way we think, they're mindsets, right?
Yeah.
So what is the biggest mindset block or hesitation that you had about jumping into the boot camp?
Well, initially it's just, will I be able to really like implement everything? You know how it is when you would go into an investment, you kind of think like, hey, will I be able to do this? Will I be able to catch up in everything? But because of how you really formatted it in a way that, you know, let's have this, start with this one. You have a worksheet, which I love. You have a worksheet, and then you started with an introduction, then you started with all the content step by step, and then go through if you have any question and adapt. I think is it adapt to each and every one who's part of the bootcamp, because that's always, you know, how many people sign up? Will she be able to really address my concern, or, you know, some answer some of the things that I have? And it's really just, you were able to really address those concern, and it's really worth an investment. So I think moving forward, you know, whatever it is still that upgrades or anything that you have in your boot camp, because for me it's really valuable as an entrepreneur, whether even you're starting, whether you're mid, you're a professional. Pinterest is something you can always dive in no matter where stages you are in your business. If you have content that you would like to put into a certain place and redirect them into the other sections of your business, Pinterest, your website, your Facebook, your Instagram. There's a lot of possibility, which I really loved.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's just dive into that too. Like, if you have a business, you have content, right? Like,
Yeah.
you are going to have content. And we were talking about this before we started. We're kind of mutually on the same page about some of the platforms versus others. Instagram. I know. Hate relationship. It really is. But for those who love Facebook or love Instagram or love doing live video, maybe they're on Facebook Lives or YouTube or wherever they are, like, we were talking about how many versatile ways this could help a business owner and repurpose that content, not just if you have a website. Like, you can still be on Pinterest even if you don't have a website. I mean, you and I were even talking about how we could build a graphic design portfolio or a website design portfolio. And that could be a board for you where you send it off to a client and be like, look, they were asking for examples, and here's a board of how many different pins leading to thousands of different examples over the years that you've probably done.
Yeah.
And I mean, it can exponentially grow. So why don't, I'm going to put you on the spot here for a second, but why don't you tell me a couple of things that you learned that you are working on or have implemented in terms of the strategy for like boards that you are going to be utilizing for your service-based business. Let's just tackle that too, because you have products that you started, but you're also a service-based business. And like how that's really, the boot camp's really helping you kind of shift into more strategy mode behind it and not getting sucked into all the pretty things on there, right?
Yes, yes, you can really be into the rabbit hole of Pinterest, right? Because I'm such a visual person and everything, like, oh, this is so fun. I mean, one of the things that, the first thing is that how I was able to present in terms of like the text that I have. I even didn't know like how the key hashtags that you can actually do that can help, the categories, and how I can really concentrate more. And the more I dive into the bootcamp that you have, it gave me the direction of, okay, I am a service provider. One of my problem or one of my pain points is actually how can I repurpose my content? And then you're really pushing that, hey, not because like, for example, even though I'm a web designer, but if you have like, you know, you have content, you can always put them into wherever your main content is. Because Laura, this is one, I really thought that Pinterest, you need to have a website to put them to your blog, to turn it to your blog. And that's the first thing strategy that I really learned. Hey, I can actually make use of my live video on Facebook, like this one. I can then right away a graphics, point it into Pinterest, tag it into Facebook, use the categories, put it again on YouTube, repurpose it. Guys, you see how it's mind blowing? And of course, that this is it. And Laura, one thing I've also learned from you from the bootcamp is that we've used a certain tool to schedule our Pinterest. I always get, we always think when we're starting as an entrepreneur, we always think that we should do everything on ourselves, right? There's a lot of ways you can do automation, content. So those are basically what I've really learned. And I really like when I implemented it. Oh, okay, really? So this is how you do description. This is how you could put hashtag. This is how you do your image. So all of this simple strategy really help in just understanding that this tool is very powerful. And and I did message you, right? I didn't hear anything. Has the IPO already went live?
Yeah, it did.
Where was I?
Yeah. Yeah, it
But anyway,
did. It wasn't
publicly?
No, they did go publicly. It wasn't as publicized as I was thinking they were going to do it, but they did.
Okay. All right. So it's a different conversation. You know how talkative I am, right?
Oh yeah, we could go off on a whole tangent about that. Let me just get started here. I'm just kidding.
Because I mean, for you guys who haven't followed Laura, go ahead and follow her page. She goes live. There's a lot of content out there, and Pinterest is very powerful. That's one thing I've really realized. I mean, I've put my content in one basket. Just to be honest, I put my 2018. I put it all in Facebook. That's where I built Savvy Chic Design. I grew and branched into focusing as well on my website, other platforms, and I really realized Pinterest is something that could really help me repurpose my content. It's that main purpose, repurposing the content that I have and really help out as well. And all the strategies that I've really learned from the bootcamp has really helped me a lot.
Yeah, no, and that's so awesome because I love seeing you guys. Like one of the things we do in the boot camp too is seeing those accomplishments and those wins. And so I love seeing you guys post in there like, hey, these aren't big numbers, but like everybody starts somewhere. And so like we all have different goals and we all have different things that we're trying to achieve with our businesses and with the strategies that we're implementing. And so to be able to have not just me, but that group of core people in there that are all learning at different paces and helping and providing that support is also really fun to see with you guys as well. Like it's not just you and it's not just me. There's other people in there that I think even you've connected with in the group too as well.
Yes, and this is something that's so funny. I think you did 2 Zoom call, 2 batches of like for the premiere, right, of the boot camp, and I was there for 2 times. I was like, I'm here again.
Because when I launch, you guys in the boot camp get access to the previous ones, and you'll see the new ones as well. Because if anything changes, obviously I'm in real time, like you said, and we're updating those changes. And the benefit of being in the boot camp is being able to come back and it's just like videos, right? We go and we watch a movie once in the movie theater and it was awesome. And then it comes out in DVD and we watch it again and we're like, where was that part when I was in the movie theater? Like what was going on? Like it's so true. Thing,
Yeah, I remember even doing one time when you did the categories in the boot camp and everything. There's a lot of secrets and bomb in the boot camp, guys. So do check it out. I'm not gonna give everything, but I had to tag myself. I said, okay, tagging myself on this one because I have to review about it. And that's the fun thing about learning. I mean, the social media world right now, social media and platform, again, Pinterest is not a social media platform. So that's one thing. So Pinterest is really growing. It's really been growing. It's expanding with them going public as well with their business. There's a lot. There's a lot of things that you can really do about it. And, getting it from an expert like you have been doing and using Pinterest for 3 to 4 years has really helped. So that's why I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we're doing this and we're sharing the goodness of Pinterest, sharing the goodness of your bootcamp, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs can really benefit from it if they dive into the understanding on how Pinterest really works.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been an absolute joy to have you in there as a graphic designer as well, just for the visual side of it, helping field questions and talk to people, and really keeping my head sane too in terms of other graphics that we're creating for the business and stuff like that. So, well, I will not take up too much more of your time. I truly appreciate you being on here. I'd love if there was one piece of tidbit in um, tidbit of information that you learned or something significant that really resonated with you that you want to share with both our audiences about Pinterest. I will let you go ahead and do so.
Well, I think that's one thing I've really one thing if I have to, with all the things that I've been learning and the techniques that you have shared, I think one thing is that Pinterest is really something that you can really use. I think I've repeated it, repurposing your content. Because sometimes us entrepreneur, we provide content, really, we give everything that we have on a certain, and you kind of want to find other ways on where you can actually distribute that one so that you can be found. I always say this one, even like, the reason why you're going social media is because you want to be found, you want your content to be found. And I really realized how powerful Pinterest is, and investing on your bootcamp really made it worthwhile, because now I understand that I don't have to complicate things. I didn't have, because I was really complicating things a lot. But going through your process, going through the understanding, and it's not even that, I mean, we all have our different, learning curves and everything, but it's really just how you simply teach it. And when you have a good teacher who really teach it and is an expert for that one, it makes it easier. And the community that you have is just amazing. The support system that you have, and I love how it is. So please, guys, please do check out Laura's bootcamp, the bootcamp Pinterest if you're interested. I believe I'm one of the first who's been part of that bootcamp. I'm learning and implementing it. And if you have any question, Laura is amazing. I've worked with her side by side with her graphics and also learning from her. So it's just so amazing as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, my dear. And yes, you guys, if you have any questions, or if you are looking to learn some of the fun secrets that Joanna and I both were talking about earlier, I do have a masterclass coming up. It is a free masterclass, and we dive into the 3 undeniable reasons as to why you should be on Pinterest for your business. So the link is scrolling across the screen right now. I would love to have you guys join. You can also go ahead and give us a shout out and say masterclass, and I will get you the information. So anything else that you would like to add, Joanna? Anything going on in your business that you want to highlight and tell people about?
Well, yes. Thank you so much, Laura, again for doing this. So I have thank you as well for letting me share what's going on in our business. So as part of me as being a designer as well as being a web designer, one thing I also offer for DIY entrepreneurs, for those who would like to do it themselves but still have the quality of design, I will soon be launching my branding kit collection that you all can actually check out. So that is something that I'm really working on. And each kit will only be sold once for an entrepreneur who likes that one. And once that is sold, that will be put down. So I'm so excited. It all boils down to your brand identity. So from your logo, colors, and everything. So I'm so excited to give all the news soon. So do check out Savvy Chic Design on Facebook and also our website. I'll be happy to help you out.
That is so cool. I knew that you were doing that, but I didn't know that it was going to be for one person individually only, because you can go to other places online and you see these things, but they're for the masses. They're not customized for that individual. So I think that's something that's super cool that you're doing for your audience. So if you guys have any questions about branding, I'm very transparent about it. She helps me with my graphics. She does an amazing job. So if you guys have any questions or need any help, definitely check her out. Will you give the Facebook link in the comments for me?
Yes, sure. I'll do that one. Yes.
Here too, so they can just click through and then be able to get to your page as well. And I will post it up above in the description for you guys too. If you guys have any other questions for Joanna and I, feel free to let us know. We will always come back and help you out. And thank you again, Joanna, so much for being here with me today.
Thank you, Laura, for inviting me.
Yes, no problem. All right, everybody. We will catch you all later.